City News on TV Rotorua is proudly brought to you by Rotorua Central.
Good evening, Rotorua. Tonight on City News. 10 days, 30 events, 10,000 wheels. The Bike Festival is underway. Rotorua is among the first to host activities for the NRL's 2015 Community Carnival. And the Warriors have set a strong team for tomorrow's trial game against the Panthers. The annual Rotorua Bike Festival is in full swing, with this morning's Sport Bay of Plenty Go By Bike event kicking off the festival, with the day ending in a runway event at Rotorua Airport. The 10-day festival will host 30 events, catering for the entire family.
There's a lot of focus on community. There's a lot of events have been organised for people that are thinking they might like to get out on their bikes, not quite sure. So there's a bit of support, quite a few events there.
The Vodafone Warriors are in town and have been visiting schools with activities in Rotorua among the first events in the NRL's 2015 Community Carnival. The carnival was launched in Australia last week by Olympic great Kathy Freeman and new NRL Community Ambassador Anthony Minincello, and is a month-long program involving all 16 NRL clubs. Among the schools visited was Selwyn Primary, where the students had the chance to hear from and interact with former player and current head trainer Ruben Wicki and hooker Siliva Havili. The Vodafone Warriors community activities in Rotorua is a lead-up to the club's most important trial heading into the season. We'll have more about the trial game against the Panthers in tonight's sport. Love will be in the air tomorrow with local florists set for one of their busiest times of year, Valentine's Day. Local florist Pam Jenkins says that the rose is still the most popular flower that symbolises love and romance, but there are many options and ideas to help spoil the ones close to your heart this Valentine's.
But of course, with the red rose, you can add a balloon or chocolates or wine.
Or all of those?
Or all of the above. And even for the guys, we don't mind popping out and getting in some Steinlager or his tipple of choice.
In sport tonight, Vodafone Warriors head coach Andrew McFadden has selected most of the club's established first graders for tomorrow's clash against Penrith Panthers at the International Stadium, saying that they've picked the stronger side possible, which was always the plan. With tomorrow's game crucial for the team, we caught up with head trainer Ruben Wicki.
There's a consistency thing for us, so we just have to improve every time we get up there and assess the game and try and get better.
We have an extended interview with Ruben Wicki to hear more about tomorrow's team and game against the Panthers coming up later in the program. To your weather now. Tonight, fine with light winds and an overnight low of 11. We have a full forecast of the weekend's weather coming up after City News. Thanks to Met Service. You can access all the weather information you need at metservice.com. For program listings or to watch City News again, visit our website tvrotorua.co.nz, and remember to check out our headlines on our TV Rotorua Facebook page. Coming up on City News, we're with Farmers Store Manager and Jan Morgan from Hospice to find out about the $16,000 our community raised for the organisation. Councillor Meripekarokawa Tate gives us an update, and we hear more from Ruben Wicki about tomorrow's Warriors game against the Panthers at the International Stadium.
I'm at Farmers now, and I'm with the store manager, John Porteous. Now, John is a very, very generous soul. In fact, all of the people at Farmers and those who shop at Farmers are very generous souls. They have just been fundraising for the hospice. It's a national initiative, and one to be pretty proud of.
Yes, we're very proud of our efforts, and we were able to raise over $16,000 for the local Rotorua Hospice Society.
That's fantastic. They must be absolutely wrapped with that. How did you get the 16,000?
So as a company, we had a campaign running, and that every time a customer came into the store, we would ask them to donate to hospice. And besides that, we had a tree of remembrance set up, which they could go and purchase a card to go on that tree and offer a donation for that as well. And there was also a Tim Beveridge CD for Christmas, and a lot of those proceeds went to the hospice as well.
So why the hospice? Why has Farmers chosen to support the hospice?
Yeah, it's just a natural correlation. We believe that as a company that the hospice has the same values that Farmers has, and that it's a recognisable face in the society that everyone sort of has come across and have experienced hospice's help. So it's just a natural partnership that we want to enter into here.
So that $16,000 was raised from your Rotorua store alone?
Yes, it was.
Thank you, Rotorua. That's very, very generous, isn't it?
It is. And I think as a company we raised about $660,000.
Over $500,000, you've got to be happy with that. So the lady that will be the most delighted here in Rotorua, of course, we know her, we love her, Jan Morgan. She's a very recognisable face. She's coming in onto the camera now. Here she comes. She's all done up nicely, as always. Hi, Jan.
Hi, how are you, Curry?
Very good. Maybe not quite as happy as you.
Oh, we're absolutely delighted, as you can imagine. And we're just loving this guy, and we love farmers, and we love customers, and we love everybody in the store, especially all those operators behind the counter who actually did the ask, because that's big.
It is big, and it's also a big sum that you've got. What are you going to be able to do with it?
Lots. That's a lot of money for patient equipment, for petrol, for wages for our clinical team. So it's a huge amount of money. We're very, as I say, very happy.
Yeah. And so both of you now are working together on something that is helping so many people in the community.
Yes.
And looking forward to the journey ahead, no doubt.
Yes, it was such a successful promotion that we are going to be doing it again next Christmas. And Jan and I have already got together and planned what's going to happen.
Good stuff. You've got to watch out for this lady. She is like the ultimate planning. She's like Macho Man with the planning. She gets the funds when she needs them. So you have been working very hard for very many years. Why is that, Jan? Why hospice for you?
For me personally, I'm passionate about hospice, as you can imagine that I would be, and it is such a worthy cause. It is so necessary. We are the sole provider of palliative care, and everybody deserves to have a good death. And I guess that's why I do it.
And she hasn't got you in a plastic bag, has she? Because she got me in a plastic bag a couple of years ago for hospice. Do you remember that, Jan? She might have forgotten conveniently. But we've done a few things for hospice over the years. This one, though, has brought in quite a significant sum of money. All of your staff must be very happy as well, knowing that they're going to get a little bit more help.
The nurses were so grateful to the farmers' staff that they got together and did some baking. And we had a nice morning tea with the staff,
it was very nice.
And that was the least that we could do.
Well, a very exciting moment is going to happen. Now we're going to see the handing over of the cheque, all of that money going to such a wonderful, wonderful cause.
Well, Jan, on behalf of Rotorua Farmers and the team, they've put all their wonderful effort into fundraising for your amazing organisation. We'd like to offer you a cheque for $16,680.55.
It is just so humbling. This is just remarkable, and that would take me many, many hours of fundraising. So you've saved me a lot of hours, and believe me, on behalf of our patients and their families, thank you, John. Thank you so much. And thank you, Rotorua, and all those wonderful customers.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations, Jan. Thank you so much, John, and to farmers, of course, for that wonderful figure that is going to be going and helping people in their last moments enjoying this earth. They're going to have a good one with hospice. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Carol. Thank you.
Kia ora and welcome to the Rotorua Chambers. It's all set up around us and we have half an hour exactly to make sure that we have a wonderful interview with Merepeka Raukawa Tate, who has the portfolio for the people. Is that right, Merepeka?
That's right. Yes, the people portfolio. So I'm really looking forward to actually getting in and working that this year, yes.
So explain the people portfolio. Is that all people?
Yeah, well, it is actually all people. You're quite correct. We want to ensure that our city is inclusive of all people, and oftentimes the voice of our young people is not heard, and of course certainly for older people as well, because everyone has different issues, and they want to think that they're going to be taken into consideration, particularly during the planning stages for various activities of council. So it's really important that everybody feels included, that their voice is heard, and that we do take into consideration some of their issues as well. We want to make sure also particularly that our city is child friendly, and that's a big part of my work this year.
Very nice. So what is your main focus for 2015?
Just to continue our work for our 2030 vision. We certainly want to have a vibrant city centre, inner city centre, and as you can see, that's really happening right now. It's coming alive. It's taken some time, as you would appreciate. Things don't just happen overnight, but there have been a lot of people from the community who have come forward and said, hey, we can do something here. We don't have to ask permission, just get to and do it. And so that's been spearheaded by Councillor Karen Hunt, and very effectively with some inner city retailers who have been assisting. And I think if you walk around the inner city now, you can see that it's becoming a vibrant place.
Absolutely. Now, I did hear some very wonderfully positive words come out of your mouth, which were, it's going to be a busy year, it's going to be a great year. What did you mean by that?
Well, I mean, for everyone, we've got our work cut out. I mean, the 2030 vision, but also we have got to step it up, because our city does need to make sure that we're catering to young people. We want to make sure that all of the infrastructure is there, that we're getting the budget for right and the figures right. So yes, there really is a lot of work. We started last year, of course, under our new mayor, Steve Chadwick, and she set a cracking pace. So we've just got to make sure that we continue with good housing. We want to make sure that our youth are engaged in education and employment opportunities. And so really, while a lot of that doesn't sit necessarily with the council, we can create the environment for all of that to happen. So that's what we want to do.
And how has your portfolio been so far?
Well, I have to say that last year it was, as you know, we underwent some major restructuring here in council, and so that took quite some time. And you cannot restructure a big organisation such as the council. You can't do it overnight, so it took some time. And so really now we're just getting into actually starting to have the consultation with the various groups, particularly in my portfolio, with the youth, and that is very ably handled by Councillor Tanya Tapsell, a wonderful young woman. She's got a vision for this city, for young people to be included, to have their voice heard, and she's out there doing that. Councillor Gordon, he's also looking after and taking charge, I guess you could say, of the older person's strategy in terms of our people portfolio. So all of that now we're starting to come together, have those consultation and information sharing with the people who make up the people portfolio, and we're starting now to see the actions and activities we have to get involved with.
And there is a new partnership, or a partnership that is developing between council and the Te Arawa people. I understand that there will be even Te Arawa people on council themselves, but can you please explain to us how this works?
Well, as you know, it's been 20 years now since the council has had a relationship with Te Arawa. There was a Te Arawa Standing Committee, and just before the last election, Te Arawa and of course the council decided, is this, after 20 years, perhaps not a good time to evaluate, is the Te Arawa Standing Committee as effective as it should be? Could it be better? Could something be done to improve its effectiveness? And so a review was undertaken, and so a new model was thought perhaps more appropriate for today's, and particularly in light of the 2030 vision. And so yes, a new model has been developed, and now it's going out for public consultation, because Te Arawa have felt, not just the council, but certainly Te Arawa, and it is Te Arawa's wish, that the council or the community be consulted on what they believe will be in their interest as well as Te Arawa's as well. I think that's a very positive initiative taken by Te Aroa.
Because the agreement really, when it comes down to it, is that we work in unison and that we do what's best for both the people and the land. Is that correct?
Absolutely, yes. People do need to work collaboratively together, and they do need to understand that there are some things that are very, very, very precious, and they're precious to all people, such as our lakes, such as the best utilisation of land and the geothermal resource. And if those are in other ownership at present, then how do we make sure that they are developed sustainably and also for future generations? And so that means that you do have to work collaboratively and in partnership with some significant stakeholders.
Okay. Now, I understand that you may not be a part of the group yourself, but the pro-democracy group that is started up, I have very limited knowledge about that, but I'd like just some background from you or just your opinion about the group.
Well, I understand it is a new group, and from what I gather, and I'm not a member of that group, but they're concerned about the Te Aroa partnership, and I think they believe it's anti-democratic. However, I can understand to a certain extent if people don't understand or believe that they've been left out of the loop, then they get anxious, and so they want obviously to be consulted. And of course, the opportunity for them now is that there's going to be a good round of public information sharing, and then an opportunity for anyone in the community to make a submission on the partnership proposal that's coming forward but from Council and by Te Aroa. So, so that hopefully will allay any concerns that they have. But certainly we do want to hear what those concerns might be, and hopefully they will be addressed.
Absolutely. So now your portfolio is the portfolio for the people. So for our community out there that I'd like to come and have a quick word with you about any issues that are pressing, how do they do that?
Well, obviously come to Council. They can come into Council and ask to meet with me, and that does happen often. Sometimes they just give me an email, send me an email, or even a phone call. And as I say, first of all, I would just say to them if they can just outline the issue, because for a lot of them, it's actually they do approach me about some significant social issues, and some of those are quite significant in our city. And from my working background previously, I'm able to send them off in the right direction. But no, we're all approachable. All the councillors of the Lakes Council, we're all approachable, and it only takes a phone call into the office, and we'll be there to receive any message or any call for assistance.
Oh, well, thank you so very much for your time, Meripeka. It's been wonderful. There you have it, Rotorua community. They are transparent and they are definitely approachable. So if you have any queries for any aspect of our communities, just pick up the phone and call our councillors. So the game is upon us, the Penrith Panthers versus the Vodafone Warriors. With me today I have Ruben Wiki, an obvious character and a very familiar face to us all. Ruben, can you give us a bit of a rundown? I know you're not playing anymore, but you are a very important person in the team because you are a trainer, aren't you?
I am. A very important role to give the water to the boys during the game. So it's good. It's great to be a part of the organisation at the Vodafone Warriors after I've retired. So, and hopefully to give something back as a mentor.
It's a little bit more than just water though, isn't it? Like as a trainer, there's a lot more involved than being a water boy.
Oh, there is, running messages onto the field from the coaches that can sit down from the box and making sure the boys stay on task. And that's my main objective, to make sure they're hydrated and sticking to the task at hand.
Health and well-being is probably the better word. But anyway, how are the boys so far?
Not too bad. They've had a good week, and they're preparing to come down and give Rotorua a good show against the Panthers and start the season off on a good note. So it's still in trial mode, but in a few weeks we start to kick off the season. So hopefully we get a few more combinations sorted out, and the coach will no doubt have more headaches when trying to pick the team, which is a good thing. Absolutely.
So tell us what it's like to be in Rotorua.
Oh, it's great. You can smell it before you see it, so it's always a good thing. But no, it's good to come down and see all the kids at the schools that we've been visiting throughout the last couple of days. So and also get to the Polynesian spas to help with aches and pains.
The thermal waters are very healing and rejuvenating, aren't they? So then why Rotorua? Why do you think the game came here?
Well, I think we've always had a good relationship with the Kiwis as well, and I think with the Vodafone Warriors there's a lot of Storms Rugby League supporters down here, and I think just trying to spread the game as much as we can. And hopefully down the track we can get around the country a bit more and spread the word about our gracious game.
Absolutely, so just spreading that Warrior word. Now talk to me about the season. What did you learn from last game with the Titans?
Oh, I think it's a consistency thing for us, so we just have to improve every time we get out there and assess the game and try to get better every time. So it's a long season and the boys go through the ups and downs, and it's like a roller coaster ride mentally and physically. So to put out your best game 26 weeks in a row, it's a hard task for anyone, even the Rabbitohs who won it last year. So our job is to take one game at a time and work on our flaws.
Absolutely. And so thus far, with all your games, what are some of the most favourites that you've had?
Oh, there's so many. I've been around a long time. I think 2008 we played Melbourne Storms in Melbourne to get into the quarterfinals and that, because we were eighth place and they were first, and we knocked them off there and had a good run to the semi-finals and didn't quite get over that hurdle, but that was a memorable one because it was my last year. So we went out all guns blazing, so it was a good time.
Absolutely. Look, so we wish you luck here in Rotorua, especially against the Penrith Panthers, and I'm pretty sure we're all backing you and we're all on your side.
I hope so. We ran into a few Penrith Panther supporters, so hopefully we get a lot of Warrior supporters at the game.
Thank you so much.
No worries.
Thanks.
That was Melanie Groves talking with Vodafone Warriors head trainer Ruben Wicke about tomorrow's clash against Penrith Panthers at the International Stadium. The game kicks off at 3 p.m. Thanks for joining us tonight. From all the team here at City News, for Maria Rotorua.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.
City News on TV Rotorua was proudly brought to you by Rotorua Central.